The blower motor and fans are in the blower housing located under the cowl cover piece at the base of the windshield, red arrow. Begin by pulling up and removing the rubber seal that runs along the divider between the engine bay and the HVAC system indicated by the red arrow. You will need to remove the plastic cover, red arrow. There is a good chance this will not come off in one piece. These covers get very old and brittle over years. If you have not removed it lately, there's a good chance you will damage it and need to replace it when removing. With the cover off, you can see the blower housing, red arrow, that the blower and fan sit inside. You'll need to work with the resistor connection, yellow arrow, as well as the vacuum actuators on both sides of the housing, green arrows. Remove the connection for the blower motor resistor by wiggling and pulling it out from the connection, red arrow. On the left side vacuum actuator, you will need to disconnect the wiring connection, red arrow, for the blower motor and pull the vacuum line off the end, yellow arrow. Remove the electrical connection from the actuator mount, red arrow, as this is the wiring for the blower motor and will be removed from the compartment with the motor. Make sure to clip any zip ties holding the wiring in place. On the right side actuator, disconnect the vacuum line, yellow arrow, and slip the air temperature sensor out from its mount, red arrow. Use a Phillips head screwdriver and remove the 12 screws holding the lid in place, red arrows. It is a good idea to have a small telescoping magnet to retrieve any dropped screws. You can now lift the lid on the housing, red arrow. In some cases, you may need to use a gentle prying force to separate the lid from the housing. The two flaps will travel with the lid, yellow arrows. You can now see the blower motor and fans, green arrow. With the lid out of the engine compartment, you can see where all the screws are mounted, red arrows. Lift the blower motor and fans out of the assembly as one piece, making sure to free up the vent tube, red arrow, and the wiring cable, yellow arrow. If you are transferring the old fans to the new motor, or you just want to remove the fans to clean them, use an 8mm socket and remove the single nut from each fan, red arrow, and pull the fan off the motor shaft, yellow arrow. In some cases, you may need to use a puller to separate the fan from the shaft. Always pull in a straight line. You do not want to bend the shaft or have any wobble in the fan, as it will make a racket and cause trouble. Installation is the reverse of removal. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.